Let me ask you this then, and I'll throw this question out there for the audience as well. If you lived in the Amityville house, if you purchased it and bought it, and put aside the neighbors, put aside all of the downside and the negativity of everything that comes through with it, but if you lived in this house and you were free and clear to let people into that house if you so choose, would you feel like you had a responsibility to let people in? Because a lot of people complain about those who own haunted locations have a responsibility to let the paranormal field come in and research it and come in and conduct investigations. And I think that's bogus. I think if it's your place, you can do whatever you want with it. But would you feel comfortable if you lived there in letting people come in and do that? And how would you kind of try to control it if you could?
I don't think I would let just anybody. I wouldn't feel a need that to let people into my home. I mean, I probably would here and there, but I wouldn't.
But it would be like people who are close friends.
Yeah, people like if people were knocking on my door and being like, "Hey, can we come in and investigate?" Because it's the Amityville house, I would just be like, "Get off my lawn." No, not at all. But I mean.
But if it was me, you let me in?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You bring things. Sometimes you open doors you can't close.
That's true. Sometimes I do. But, I mean, even if it wasn't like something like Amityville, like, just say the house that you live in right now, and you found out that it had all kinds of crazy activity. I mean, you'd be very, discerning in who you let come in. Because it's your home. It's your private space. So it's... I can understand why, like, when people own or control historic places, they don't want to let just any Joe Schmo in. And there is kind of a screening process of who you should let in, and you don't know who to trust and who to allow. And we've seen plenty of stories of where it goes south pretty quickly, where, places will be like, hey, whatever, we'll let anybody in. Like the S.K. Pierce mansion in Gardner. They've always kind of just let everybody come in and investigate. And that's had some good and some bad effects. So I think that that's something that if I own the Amityville house, I'd have to be very aware of. Who is coming in because they have a serious desire to research this particular case, and who's coming in because they want the notoriety of putting the Amityville horror on their paranormal belt. I mean, for me, it's not that. It's not that at all. I've always been so fascinated with that case that I want to get in there.
Right. I can understand why maybe some places would charge people to do like an investigation of a historic place. It would kind of weed out like the knuckleheads. And
not only that, but
not that there's a lot of knuckleheads out there, but there are knuckleheads out there.
You're coming in and taking over somebody's home for 8 to 12 hours. Maybe they want to go out somewhere, or maybe they're going to go stay in a motel or a hotel room or something, and you're going to foot the bill for them to be able to do that.
Right. I mean, you're inconveniencing them, so you should kind of.
I mean, it's. The only thing that I would be afraid of is, like you said, you never know like who's going to come in and what they're going to do. And I don't know if I believe that people are going to be able to come in and conjure up all kinds of negative entities. But also you don't know. Like we're not positive that that's not the case. So I would be a little bit concerned in the back of my mind about that.